Hello. How is everybody on this Friday? Great to see everybody. I think I got my music to finally play the way I want it to. We will see. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but I'm excited. I think I have a little dashboard here that I can make it play loud and quiet and all of that. So I'm really excited. But yeah, so today is Freedom Friday. And so we are going to be talking about discovering your purpose. And so, in that regard, I'm just going to hop in and get started. Let me take off the picture. How is everybody this Friday? Hopefully, everybody is doing well. I am, again, going to be talking about purpose today. I do feel as though there are a lot of people who don't know what their purpose is, which, if you think about it, it's great to know what your purpose is, but if you're not putting action behind it, that's another kind of barrier. But then also for people who don't know what their purpose is, we're going to just talk about a couple of things today. I have quite a few things and ways you can discover it, but today we'll just take a few moments to talk about some ways that you can figure out what is your purpose and how you can unlock it, so to speak. And so one of the things that I wanted to share is just that a lot of people kind of go through life and they have these quiet whispers, really, is the way that I describe it, where it feels like something is maybe not in alignment, maybe something is missing, maybe you're feeling stuck and you're just like, I don't know how to get past this particular feeling or weigh this unease that's within me, right? And so based on that, it's really about unfulfillment oftentimes. And you should try to figure out ways in which, okay, I'm not feeling quite as fulfilled as I should be, as I want to be. And so, based on that, what are some things that I can do to get me into alignment? And some of that can involve things like just being quiet, in meditation and just, being in prayer. It could be in regards to you being with nature, like going out, taking a walk, grounding, where you kind of take your shoes off and put your feet on the grass or, on the ground and just center yourself. And so it's a lot of ways in which you can just be still. That's really what it's about. Either being still, being with nature, just that quiet calm to help your inner thoughts, that intuition, that gut, that spirit within you to speak to you and to point you in a particular direction that more than likely is the direction that you should go. And so now there are other people who feel as though, look, I just need guidance. I need direction. I don't know if I can do this on my own. And so based on that, I'm just going to give a couple of tips and things that you can keep in mind to say, okay, if I'm trying to work towards my purpose, I'm trying to discover what that is, what are some things that I can put into place or think about that are like, these are trigger things that I can think about so that way I don't have to come up with what this would look like on my own. I have somebody who's kind of guiding me and helping me to figure out what this could be, right? Because we're not just born to go to the grocery store, go to the gym, go to work, come home, sleep, watch TV, repeat, like those types of things. Like we're really built to thrive, not just survive. And so some of the people who don't know what their purpose is, it's like, look, you could ask this question, why am I here? Like, why am I here? What is my purpose of being here? And so your purpose is something that isn't necessarily a thing you're going to find, right? It's something that you're going to uncover. You're going to realize through that self-reflection that I was mentioning earlier and experiences that you've had, what speaks to your spirit. That's what you're going to find out. And so it's going to potentially be that it's going to blend some of your natural talents, things that you just know innately that you do really well. It could be about your values and what's really important to you. It could be about some passions that you have, some things that you're like, I don't understand why everybody else isn't as passionate about this as I am, right? And it could be any number of those things or a combination of those things that can really speak to what your purpose could be, right? And so it is one of those things that says even hard days will feel worth it when you're walking in your purpose. And I am a testament to that, is when you are walking in your purpose and you might have technological challenges with the technology, you might have challenges in regards to, oh, this isn't working the way you thought, or that's not working the way you thought. all of that doesn't matter when you're walking in your purpose because it feels like it's like a stepping stone. It's just something that is helping you get to your next level. It's something that you're learning that you know on the back end of this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to take this information and this experience that I had, and I'm going to be able to bless somebody else with it because it took me a while to get to this point, but now because I've gone through it, I'm going to be able to help somebody else have like lightning speed to get to where they need to be, right? And so your path has meaning. That's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Your path absolutely has meaning, and you have to just be silent, be still, be reflective enough to figure out, okay, what is this path supposed to be for me, right? Okay. And so on that, and this is also from a presentation I've already completed within the Victorious Movement. So, I always have to do my shameless plug for that. So if I did not mention that I'm reflecting on myself, notes that I've already taken in a presentation I've already done. So I'm just looking back at that to speak to what we're covering today. So reflection. So we have to reflect on our past first and foremost, right? So maybe there's things that you've done in the past that when you were doing it, it brought you joy, right? So figure out what are the three most or three times in your life where you felt the happiest and most fulfilled doing something. And what were you doing? Now, you may think to yourself, well, my purpose can't be that time when I was working with the children at the school and doing X, Y, and Z. Maybe it is. Maybe that is your purpose, is working with kids and which ways you can figure out to work with kids that will bring you the most joy and fulfill you in your life, right? So you might feel like, well, if it's not anything I can make money off of, it's not my purpose. I can't say that that is actually true because of the fact that you never know. I actually followed somebody who was on YouTube, and she said that her purpose in life was crafting, that she knew in her heart of hearts that she was one of the best in regards to knitting, quilting, scrapbooking, like all these different aspects of crafting was what she was the most passionate about. It brought her the most joy, and brought her the most peace. And in the process of that, what she decided to do was to go live while she was crafting. And she created a community of people who wanted to follow her crafting, who then also said, hey, by the way, do you have your own yarn? Do you have your own scrapbooks? Do you have your own like cheat sheet for us to be able to use so that we can craft with you or use your skills to craft ourselves? And she decided, you know what, since they're asking for it, I have to support my community. Let me figure out vendors. Let me figure out ways to go about doing this and supporting my community with the things that they're asking for. And she built a $20 million business from crafting. So when people say, there's really not a way to do what I want to do and potentially make a living doing it, if you can do it with being a lifeguard, if you can do it with being, and I mean by that meaning teaching people skills and steps and ways in which they can save their lives, and that's what's more important than that, and people can monetize that and they get to be on a beach all day. If you can do that, if you could do it with crafting, if you could do it with so many other things, that's not the point for us to focus on today. I think it's more of, can you reflect on something that brought you joy? And we'll worry about how to monetize that later, but it's all about what brings you joy and what is it that you just felt fulfilled you. So think of three things that did that. You can also discover what you love. So maybe list 3 to 5 things that you would love to do every day. For that woman, it was crafting. She just would love to do crafting all day, every day. And now she gets to do that. So even if no one paid you for it, if you won the lottery and you could just do something all day, every day, what would that thing be? Or what would those few things be? And write that down. And then lastly, write down and journal what you would do if failure wasn't an option. If you knew you could not fail, if you knew no matter what, everything was going to turn out okay, you already saw the finish line, you already saw the success on the other end of that, what would you do? And that's what we're focusing on today, is the reflection piece of everything. So reflect on your past, write down 3 times in your life where you felt as though you had the most happiness and the most joy doing something, because that could be your purpose. Also, we're going to focus on what you would do if you won the lottery and you literally could do what you love every single day. Money was not an option, not a concern, didn't matter. It's 5 things you would love to do every single day. And then write down in your journal or to journal what you would do if failure simply was not in the equation. It would never be an option. And let's start there in regards to discovering our purpose. And once you reflect on those things, if you like, I'd love to hear about them. You can DM me, put them in the chat, but I just love to hear, what does that drum up in you? What kind of like feelings does that bring in you to just even go down the path? Because I feel like a lot of people, unfortunately, what we do is we don't allow ourselves to get to that mind space of thinking about, what would I want? How would that look? How would I feel if I could do this, right? The if of that, it's almost like when you're a child, you think of that. You think of these grand dreams. You think of these wonderful ways in which you would do what you want to do. But when you're an adult, you kind of push it down. You don't allow yourself to explore and create and wonder. And so that's what I'm going to ask you to do today, is just wonder, think, explore. What would that be like? What would that feel like? Journal what you would do if failure wasn't an option. And then we'll take it from there for the next event that we'll have. Let's see, the next time we'll talk about this is, purpose will be on next Friday. So next Friday, we will also talk about purpose. I'll put up the information here again. So we have Freedom Friday next Friday. So it's pursuing your purpose. On Monday, we are talking about Monetization Monday, understanding affiliate marketing. I think this is something that a lot of people aren't aware of, but a lot of how I was able to walk away from corporate America was with affiliate marketing. It's really basically marketing other people's products, just like TikTok Shop has other people's products. Amazon has a way that people can be affiliates and market other people's products. So this is just something that I'll give some insights and information into, so you can see the entire list there. And of course, I can't leave without my commercial for the Victorious Movement. So this is my online community that I have that is basically a wonderful space and place. It's really I guess when you say a safe space, right? But where when you have people in your life who don't quite get you, right? They don't quite get that you're a go-getter, that you're somebody who always wants to thrive for more. You know that you deserve more in your life. You know that what you're living right now necessarily isn't it, that there's more to it. And these are the topics and things in the purple sections on the left-hand side that can help you to get there, as well as just being grateful. If you're not grateful for what you already have, it's really hard for you to expect to get something more, right? And so those are the things that we're going to talk about within the Victorious Movement. So I appreciate that you all give me that moment to have my commercial break. And on that note, that is it for today. Like I said, just a quick update in regards to purpose. We will pick back up next week. I hope everybody has a wonderful, safe, and long holiday weekend, because I almost forgot it was a holiday weekend. And so everybody enjoy. I'll still be doing what I do on Monday, even though a lot of people will be out. And I hope everybody just has an amazing day. Take care, everybody. Bye. Oh, and I can play my music now. Let's go. Let's see. How's the sound? There it is. Take care, everybody. Bye.